Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into exactly how Fort Collins and Northern Colorado business owners can absolutely dominate their local digital landscape. We're breaking down the data-backed strategies used by Peakxel Studio. They're a local web design and SEO agency that turns ordinary websites into high-speed revenue engines. So, if you're ready to bridge the gap between being just another name in a directory and becoming the undisputed local authority, let's get into it.
Let me ask you a crucial question right out of the gate. Is your Fort Collins business essentially invisible online? Think about it. Whether you run a boutique on College Avenue, a home service company, or a fantastic restaurant over in Old Town, your customers are searching for you online way before they ever step through your physical doors. We're in a market packed with students, tech startups, and established folks. So if you're not ranking on Google, you're literally just handing your competitors free business simply because people can't find you.
Check out this incredibly powerful metric, 80%. According to consumer behavior studies, over 80% of local searches lead to an in-person visit or a phone call within 24 hours. That is wild, right? We're talking about an unbelievably high-intent audience here. These aren't just window shoppers. These are ready-to-buy customers sitting in your immediate area. If your SEO isn't optimized to catch them in that exact moment of need, well, that 80% is walking right into your competitor's shop.
Section 1. Speed equals revenue. The need for speed. Because look, getting found is only half the battle. Once a local customer clicks your link, a silent countdown begins. Even if your SEO is absolutely flawless, the pure speed of your website dictates whether that customer stays to buy or leaves in total frustration. Today, speed literally equals revenue. This concept of milliseconds make millions is perfectly illustrated by a massive Think with Google study that analyzed 30 million user sessions. They found that a mere 0.1 second improvement in mobile site load time influences literally every single step of the user journey. To put some hard numbers on that, just a 0.1 second speed boost increased conversions by around 8% for retail sites and over 10% for travel sites. It's a tiny fraction of a second, but it moves the bottom line in a massive way.
On the flip side, let's look at the very real penalty for being slow. Bounce probability jumps a whopping 32% as load times creep from just 1 second to 3 seconds. That means people are bailing on you almost immediately. And if it takes up to 5 seconds, that bounce probability hits a staggering 90%. No joke. We've conditioned people to just navigate away before they even see what you have to offer. You could have the absolute best services in Northern Colorado, but if your site takes 4 seconds to load, pretty much no one is sticking around to find out. This brings us to a massive architectural choice, which really is the core of Peakxel Studio's entire approach. We're looking at traditional WordPress versus Next.js. Recent analysis shows the average WordPress site loads in about 3.7 seconds on mobile. Why? Well, it dynamically renders pages. Every single visit triggers database queries and fires off, 20 to 40 heavy plugin hooks. Peakxel's weapon of choice, though, is Next.js. Next.js pre-renders pages ahead of time and serves them up as incredibly fast, highly secure static files. The result? Average load times under 1.5 seconds. It's an enterprise-grade speed advantage that is literally baked right into the code.
The big takeaway here is that upgrading to a modern framework like Next.js isn't just some nerdy technical preference for developers. It is a direct business imperative. I mean, 70% of consumers openly admit that page speed impacts their willingness to buy. Modern customers simply will not wait for a slow, bloated site to load. You have to realize you aren't just competing with the best business in your category anymore. You're competing with the best digital experience your customer has ever had.
Moving on to Section 2. Dominating Fort Collins SEO from invisible to invincible. So we've got our high-speed foundation. Now let's pivot to the exact playbook you need to win search visibility in Northern Colorado. How exactly do you go from being totally invisible to dominating the local search results? You need a hyper-local SEO arsenal. Those generic strategies built by massive out-of-state agencies? Yeah, they generally fail here. Peakxel Studio's formula is all about dominating the local ecosystem. First, you heavily optimize your Google business profile so you can win those coveted map pack results. Second, you build consistent localized citations on platforms like Yelp, Bing Places, Clutch, and Good Firms. Then you layer in deep local keyword research and ironclad technical SEO. This right here is the exact combination that drives real, physical foot traffic straight to your door. Let's actually drill down into that local keyword research for a second. It's really all about targeting the intersection of exactly what you do and exactly where you do it.
We're talking about search terms like Fort Collins HVAC repair or web design Fort Collins CO. Targeting these specific location modifiers ensures your business captures the high-intent searches that residents in your specific area are typing into Google right this second. It signals to search engines that you aren't just a generic business somewhere out there in the ether, you are a Fort Collins business.
Section 3. The Peakxel Studio Difference, your local partner. This natural local focus brings us to a really important point: who is actually executing this strategy for you? It's so crucial to have an agency that isn't just a faceless corporation operating from a spreadsheet 3 time zones away, but rather a trustworthy hyperlocal partner embedded right in your very own community. And honestly, that is the Peakxel Studio difference. They are based right here in Fort Collins, zip code 80525. They genuinely understand the CSU market, Old Town, and the broader northern Colorado landscape from Loveland to Greeley because they live it firsthand. Plus, they're a small, highly specialized team. You get direct access to the actual developers and SEO strategists, not some account manager playing a game of telephone with your requests. And perhaps most importantly for small businesses, they operate on totally transparent month-to-month contracts. No long-term lock-ins. You own your website, your content, and your data. Period. But their real ace in the hole is their technical superiority. As they boldly state, we fix what WordPress agencies can't touch. Because they specialize in custom Next.js development, they are in there fixing indexing issues, schema markup, and Google's core web vitals at the absolute code level. They aren't just slapping another random caching plugin onto a broken foundation and hoping for the best. No, they are engineering a measurable structural advantage over competitors who are stuck endlessly maintaining legacy platforms.
So if you're a local business owner, the big question is, are you ready to turn your digital traffic into direct revenue? Peakxel Studio offers a fantastic, really low-friction starting point. They provide a completely free, full technical and content SEO audit of your existing business website. They'll tell you exactly what's holding your rankings back, complete with a prioritized action plan. It's just a transparent, incredibly helpful way to see the exact blueprint you need to start climbing those local ranks.
I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought to wrap up our explainer today. In a local market where 80% of searches lead to immediate action within 24 hours, is your website just a simple digital brochure gathering dust? Or is it engineered to be a high-speed, highly visible engine for revenue? If you want it to be the latter, well, you know exactly who to call in Fort Collins. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.